Hey, Shalom, welcome to Rakam Akapasham and Jim Mislodin, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chakwadash. When I give double honors unto the elders, the apostles, the GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful world, pushing his truth in all sincerity. Alright, back again with another video. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this one just yet, but it's going to be centered around the floods that has rampaged through parts of Spain. I believe the Valencia region. Right, kind of got hit with a flash flood, right? And caused we see it here, more than 200 deaths. Okay, probably a whole lot of infrastructure damage. And these are the works of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, bringing judgment and plagues and pestilences against the nations of our enemies, man. All right, and they're gonna blame it on climate change and all this stupidness, most likely. I haven't read the article yet, but I can just imagine what's going to be put in here already. But this is the Lord sending judgment against our enemies, okay, in all parts of the world, man, because all these nations are our enemies, man. And like I say, Spain got hit with a flash flood that kind of murked them up, man. So I'm just gonna read a little bit of this and grab some scriptures. You see what the destruction, the devastation that has been wrought in that place right now. And they're trying to pick up the pieces. But 200, at least more than 200 people are dead. So there's 200 200 plus people that are not going to be able to build or pick up no pieces. Plenty of families distraught. Right, but again, this is a judgment of the Lord, and more of this stuff is this type of stuff is going to happen throughout the whole earth. Right, with greater to come. The Lord's a terrible power, man. All right, so in this article from AP, Associated Press, titled "What to Know About the Unprecedented Floods That Killed More Than 200 in Spain." Okay, unprecedented floods. All right, as in something that's never occurred or hasn't occurred like this before. Right, in this scale and this destruction, right? So Barcelona, Spain, AP says, in a matter of minutes, flash floods caused by heavy downpours in eastern Spain swept away almost everything in their path with no time to react. People were trapped in vehicles, homes and businesses. Many died and thousands of livelihoods were shattered. Right, and it's interesting, right? First thing that popped into my mind just now, it said they had no time to react, right? And so when we get down to the ultimate judgment that America is going to receive, those thermonuclear missiles, man, it just speaks about it within 1 hour. America's going to come to an end. Basically, you're not going to have no time to react or do anything. Okay, everybody that's in the land of America is going to be destroyed. Okay, save the elect that are going to be delivered in the chariots. Right, you're not going to have time to do anything. Because the Most High can do it just like that. Right, and it will happen just like that. Like the scripture say in the days of Noah. Okay, you ain't going to be aware when it's going to happen, and then it's just going to happen, and then you're going to get caught up in it. Okay, just like these people were in these flash floods. So a week later, authorities have recovered 218 bodies, with 213 of them in the eastern Valencia region. Police, firefighters, and soldiers continue to search Tuesday for an unknown number of missing people. Right, so this number could jump drastically. I don't want to get out of here. Right, these numbers could jump drastically, man. In many of the over 70 impacted localities, right? So this went for a long way, Located in southern outskirts of the city of Valencia, people still face shortages of basic goods, right? Another thing that's going to, happen in the whole earth, right? The lack of availability of goods, the lack of availability of goods, man. Okay, people are going to be desperate. People are going to be looking to the government to try and help them and sustain them. Okay, and that's going to be prime time for Esau to come rolling with the market, with the market of the beast. All right, in order to get such things. So water is back to running is back to running through pipes, but authorities say it is only for cleaning and not fit for drinking, right? Because if it's been contaminated for the floodwater, right? Lions form an impromptu emergency kitchens and food relief stands in streets still covered with mud and debris. Spain's consortium, who are going to line up to get the MOTB, right? You're going to line up to get the MOTB, man, to get your foods, get your rations, right? Spain's consortium of insurance, a public-private entity that pays insurance claims for extreme risks like floods, said Tuesday they had received 21,000 claims of home insurance, 12,000 for business properties, and 44,000 for motor vehicles for flood damage. Those numbers are expected to grow. We estimate that we are facing the biggest payout for a weather-related event that Spain has ever suffered, said Mirenchu del Valle Shan, or Scan, president of Spain's Association of Insurance Companies. Thousands of volunteers are helping soldiers and police reinforcements with the gargantuan task of cleaning up the mire of the streets, these women, right? To clean up the mire and the countless wrecked cars, right? The mire, the mud, the dirt. The ground floors of thousands of homes have been ruined. Inside some of the vehicles that the water washed away or trapped in underground garages, there are still bodies waiting to be identified. The frustration over the crisis management boiled over on Sunday when a crowd in hard-hit Paiporta hurled mud and other objects at Spain's royals. Right, the people. This earth is a powder keg waiting to explode, man. These people are fed up with the rulership of this earth. Right, all these kings, all these politicians, these presidents, and prime ministers and all that, they are sick and tired of them, man. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not doing nothing right. Right, so they're frustrated, and that frustration is gonna boil over, man. Okay, we're gonna see the world go into complete turmoil, man. And we got the elections tonight. I'm not sure when that's gonna air here in the UK. The results and that, but you got that gonna be going on. That's gonna push America over the edge too, man. And lead that place into destruction. All right. So yeah, the people are fed up, man. Okay, and so these people are in the mood or in their minds to rise up against their governments and their kings, their rulers. That's the spirit that's being put on them, right? And like I say, it's gonna keep building that resentment, okay, until it's time to have them unleashed, when the Most High are gonna unleash them and cause all kind of havoc in the earth. So yeah, they were hurling mud and other objects at Spain's royals, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, and regional officials when they made their first visit to the epicenter of the flood damage. Another 4 people died in Castilla-La Mancha and 1 in Andalusia. Here are a few things to know about Spain's deadly storm in living memory. All right. So this is going to tell you how it went down. All right. I'm probably not going to read the rest of this. You can go check out the article yourself. Though this is interesting. Right. So Spain's National Weather Service said that in the hard-hit locality of Chiva, it rained more in 8 hours than it had in the preceding 20 months. Right? That's a whole lot of water, right? I remember there was Apostle always mentioning about the rivers in the sky, or however he phrased it. These clouds, man, they can hold a lot of fucking water, man. Right? And they're just floating above your head. You know what I'm saying? They're just floating above your head. And most likely could cause them to burst at any moment, man, and fuck up your shit. It's crazy. Right? Them clouds look light, man, but they're heavy. They're heavy, man, full of water vapor, man, waiting to drop down on you, man. 8 months, 20 months of rain in 8 hours. It's crazy, right? Says calling the deluge extraordinary. Yeah, that's right. Other areas on the southern outskirts of Valencia City didn't get rain before they were wiped out by the wall of water that overflowed the drainage canals. And authorities sent alerts to mobile phones, right? That's a new thing that's been happening recently. They've been forcing messages into into phones, right, and causing alarms and stuff. They were testing that during the pandemic or just after it, something, around that time, to alert people to emergencies and stuff, right? So that's something that's been going on that they've been using and working on. And in the time of when they're about to bring the MOCB, man, and all the chaos is going to go on, guess what? You're going to get your marching orders down to the local, whatever, right, to go and get your CHIP. you know. When the authorities sent alerts to mobile phones warning of the seriousness of the flooding and asking people to stay at home, many were already on the road, working or covered in water in low-lying areas or underground garages, which became death traps. Right? So I knew it. I knew they were going to tell you. I knew they were going to tell you that. Right? Why did these massive flash floods happen? The first thing, scientists are trying to explain what happened. Scientists trying to explain what happened see two likely connections to human-caused climate change. Yeah, okay. One is that warmer air holes then dumps more rain. The other is possible changes in the jet stream. The river of air. Oh, well, the Apostle, is what he said, right? The river of air. The rivers in the air. Above land that moves weather systems across the globe that spawn extreme weather. It's just talking about the airways and what do they call them, man? It's like currents in the water, but there's obviously you got air currents too, right? So that's what they're calling them, rivers, because they move things along it, right? For lack of better words, right? And just dumped all this water, all these clouds, right? Climate scientists and meteorologists said the intermediate cause of the flooding is called a cutoff. It's called a cutoff lower pressure storm system that migrated from an unusually wavy and stored jet stream. That system simply parked over the region and poured rain. Right, the Most High just had it stop there, and the angels had to just stop there and pour rain upon the place. Wiping out bad people. This happens often enough that in Spain they call them danas, the Spanish acronym for the system, meteorologists say. And then there is the unusually high temperature of the Mediterranean Sea. It had its warmest surface temperature on record in mid-August at 28.47 degrees Celsius, as said Carolina Koenig of the Center of Flood Risk and Resilience at Brunel University of London. So the extreme weather event came after Spain battled with prolonged droughts in 2022 and 2023. All right, so the Most High has been jacking up this place with various different methods, right? Experts say that drought and flood cycles are increasing with climate change. Okay. Climate change kills. And now, unfortunately, you are seeing it firsthand. Right? No, it's the Most High. It's the Most High bringing judgment against you nations, man. You can forget all this climate change talk, man. The Most High is in control of the climate. Right? And he make it hotter, he make it colder, he give you drought, he give you floods. He do what he want to do, man. Right? To bring pain and suffering upon our enemies. That's what he does. You can call it what you want to call it, but that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Right? And then they're going through, as it happened before, how many times or how many people were killed in the last ones and all this kind of business and whatever. All right. But the fact of the matter is, it's the Most High sending these plagues and these judgments against you, right? So let me just open up with Amos chapter 3, verse 6. And it says, shall a trumpet be blown in a city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it? Right? The Lord is responsible for all things that go on in all these places, whether good or bad. All right. And so evil came into your cities, your towns, or whatever, right? And the Lord destroyed you and your towns and people and whatever. Okay? Caused a whole lot of destruction. All right. I'm going to read this from 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm going to read on from verse 1 down, right? And it's, only begins with Babylon the Great, i.e. America, right? But, you know, these judgments are going to go out throughout all his kingdom, okay, throughout these, you know, these different nations that are enemies, right? Okay, so starting from verse 1 here, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Right. So again, these are still judgments and plagues the Most High is sending to these nations, and nothing, no one could do nothing to prevent it, to stop it. Like, you know, if Esau was so great or whatever, why didn't you see these so-called stormed jet streams and this cloud and move it? You know, make sure it didn't storm and you know, dissipate it somehow, you know, using HAARP or something. He's saying all that fucking great, man. You know, and it might even be that, most time I even had Esau use HAARP to do these things. You don't know, but you know, these men can't avoid what's going on. Right? The Lord is bringing judgment, and it can't be avoided. Right. Verse 6, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it have begun to burn. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea rises up with waves from the deep, right? And like I said, all that water produces flooding from the draining systems and all kinds of things, right? And the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Right? So the Lord's got judgment awaiting this place. Right? We're heading into the time, you know, likened unto the time of Noah, man, when the Lord brought the first death, which was the flood. Right? And the Lord is bringing that type of judgment all over again, a greater judgment upon the whole earth. You know? And all these nations are gonna be affected by it. Right? And America is going to be completely destroyed. Okay? The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Right? And those missiles also, they're you know, a type of plague, right? Because they're a judgment against a judgment used by the Heavenly Father. So woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Right? So this is just the beginning. All these things, you know, there's not climax yet, man. It's just, you know, it's crescendoing. You know, like what's going around recently is crescendoing, right? Things are building up. Okay? This is the beginning of wars. And we see that, right? We're in the midst of wars and rumors of wars. Right? But we know the big war is on the horizon, right? It's the beginning of wars, right? And the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right? This is Ezra saying that, right? Because even he was concerned. He's like, oh shit, like, oh, you know, what am I going to do in that time? See, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? So these events, these things that are happening are like scourges, you know, to the people, but they're not going to consider their ways. Okay, they're not going to, you know, turn to the Lord and become righteous. They're not going to do that. See, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? And when you know, people are noticing, you know, people are knowing. It has been this way for a while now, but things are, you know, steadily getting more and more expensive. Right? Now, for the most part, people can still afford them. You know, even if they can, you know, they can afford less of these things, but they can still afford them. But it's going to come a point where it's going to be out of control, and you ain't going to be able to afford anything. You know, or very minimal. You know, if you're even able to access anything, right? For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay. said, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. That's the future. And, in the near future, and like I said, these things are already starting to happen, with these floods and with these, different judgments that the Lord is bringing upon these different nations, man. The Lord is breaking it up, man. Fucking your nations up, right? And like I said, it's going to lead to chaos in the streets. Okay, people are going to be attacking one another. The Lord's just slowly breaking the place down. Piece by piece, right? So there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and the 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rock. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars their bridegrooms be destroyed. Shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of the famine. Right, so all this is about to come to this place, man, because people will get drafted for the war, right, men and women, right, because it's gonna be that necessary. Because you're gonna need manpower, right, and all these equal rights and shit, man. You can send these bitches to war now, so they're gonna do that. All right, it says here now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. All right, we understand what's happening. Okay, we see beyond all the bullshit of this world. Okay, we understand everything that's going on and where it all leads. And we understand with these elections tonight, or for us, whatever, right, that it doesn't matter who's going to be put in the power seat. Okay, all that matters, or all that is known, is that America's done. It's finished, regardless of who sits in that seat, right? Because the people of America are fed up, right? And it's just a matter of time before these people, they lose their minds, okay, lose their shit, right, and start trying to do things by themselves without their leaders. Take things into their own hands. This is verse 36. Behold the word of the Lord. Behold the word of the Lord. Receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Right? As when a woman with child in the 9th month, bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Right? Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Right, and that's how the world is right now. Sorrows compass on every side. Everybody's mad or upset, sad about something that's going on right now. Right, the Lord is bringing plagues and judgments against their nation, against these people. Right, and it's not slowing down. Okay, we're just going from one problem to the next problem. Okay, having to get through, to the next one. If it's not one thing, it's another. Right, and that's just the condition. That's just the way it has to be in the end times. Okay, this unrelenting, pressure of these problems. Right, judgment and plagues, pestilences. All right, and the worst is yet to come, because it's only going to get harder. All right. This is Isaiah 29 verse 6. Says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Right, so all these things are of the Lord, man, and to damage people, right, to bring pain and suffering, to bring evil upon these people, judgment. It's Isaiah 13 and 11 says, I will punish the world for their evil, right, because these people are doing evil in the earth, right? So this is how the Lord punishes them, or one of the ways, right? I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. So he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told you before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shalt be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Right, so that actually brings me back here, actually, because it mentioned them throwing mud at the roads and stuff. Right? 2 ways to read this article. Yeah, 3, please. Oh, come on, man. Well, you see the article here. I'm not gonna put my email address there, but yeah, protesters hurl mud at Spain's king, queen, and prime minister after floods. Right. So, like I said, they're discontent with their leaders right now. You know, and that's why it says uproars of the people in the world, right? So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then that shall would understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. All right, so that's what we're seeing. You know. It tells you here in 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16 here. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They don't give a damn anymore. You know, that's a highly disrespectful thing to do, throw mud at your king. You never get away with that usually. You know, but they don't give a shit no more, man. They're fed up. They're tired. You know, tired of the bullshit. And you know, we got some more dirt got put out on the royal family here in the UK about all the money that they're making from you know, all this land ownership that they got. You know, that's coming out, making them look bad right now. You know, so people are just tired. They're tired of these people. They're tired of these leaders, man. Just you know, basically taking the piss out of the people and not serving them like they're supposed to. All right, so for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. All right, so like I said, they're going to take things into their own hands. They're not going to listen to, you know, the powers that be. You know, and so like I said, this is just you know, the way the world is going, man, because it's prophecy. Okay, it's meant to be like this, man. You know, and like I said, it's all the Lord's doing, man. And you know, I try to tell you that, you know, and it sums it up with, you know, with this, right? This is from Psalms 47 and 2. For the Lord Yahweh Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth, right? This is the Lord's doing, man. You know, that's why we teach you to fear the Lord, man. Because you know, you think this is a game. The Most High is not playing. Okay, the Lord's going to bring heavier and harsher judgments upon the earth. You know, these floods and that, they're just birth pains, you know, and those birth pains are going to climax in the world. Everybody's going to be suffering. Everybody's going to be hurting. You know, everybody. All right. So that's all to come. These are just, you know, signs and you know, smaller birth pains until the big one. You know. But you know, this is what it is, man. It's the Most High bringing judgment against our enemies, to bring these plagues and pestilences upon the earth, man. All right, because we're in that time. But you know, I'm gonna end it there. Lord, this has been edifying, and I'll catch you, brothers and sisters, on the next video. So till next time, I say shalom.